Yeah, I keep having these interruptions, but I'm really trying to get through this story time because it's so crazy. It is so crazy. I've never been in something so toxic. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, for me, like, I'm the type of person that I'm always trying to look at the brighter side of things, no matter what. Um, Even like today, it's raining. You get what I'm saying? But it feels so good outside. Like, it's like 60 something degrees. You get what I'm saying? It ain't like the thunderstorm rain, but it's raining pretty heavy. Um, but it still feels good outside. So I'm the type to still make the best of a day like today as if it was sunny and 80. You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. I'm not the type to say, oh, it's raining, I can't do this, I can't do that. I don't like the rain, it gets me down, it makes me tired. You know what I mean? That's just the type of person I am. So again, yesterday, because I am back home, because of the way things have transpired in my relationship, and the fact that for me, I'm not going off of her side or how she tries to depict things. I'm going off of the reality of the events that happened. And we had a plan. It's not like I woke up overnight and just decided, like, yo, we're going to move together, whatever the case may be. Because originally, she was supposed to be moving in my place. She was supposed to be moving with me. Because I have a little bit more space. Because of the location, the convenience, all of that. But I understand that she did not feel comfortable. She did not feel secure doing that. Because she's a narcissist, she's manipulative, and she is controlling. And so you cannot give up what you have to come in somebody else's space and still feel like you have control or that you have the upper hand. And I feel like that's what her agenda was. But me still trying to be optimistic about our relationship and believe that this is somebody that I can grow with. I see certain things that you might not be able to identify in yourself, but I see it. And I'm thinking that I can fix it, I can work around it, I can adjust to it, I can adapt, and I cannot. All it is doing is depleting me, draining me, hurting me, damaging me, weakening me. And so I'm at the space now because, I've lost a lot. But to put the fact that I don't have a vehicle right now, that can be fixed. That can be I was willing to give up my place and really took the steps to do that. To whereas these people are thinking like, yo, in the next 30 days, Shorty gonna be out of here. And now I have to go back to them and say, oh, okay, well, I no longer want to do that. Simply because, the person that I was with and thought I can trust and depend on does not have a backbone and can't be honest and does not want to be. So the fact that I am home and I kept telling my ex, because we're no longer together and I need to commit to getting myself together by myself without that. But because she is still very much invested in the relationship, she's not creating that space. So right now, and again, it's only been a few days, things change so drastically with her. But right now, it's like I'm at my place, she's at her place. And I've been home for maybe 4 days now, almost a week now. And she's been trying to get me to come back there. Not to move back in, not to stay, not to fix what we got going on, but because with me being home, she does not know what I'm doing. She can't keep tabs on me, and that distance creates a loosening of your control that you think that you have over me. So it's I don't want you to be there, but I can't handle the commitment of you being here. So yesterday, I straight up was direct and had that conversation with her. You put me in a situation that, to me, it doesn't matter that I wasn't at the point that I turned my keys in and all my shit was out of here. To me, it matters that your actions and what you're doing now would have been the same if I was in that position. And that's what scares me. That's why I can't trust you. That's why I cannot depend on you. And I'm not going to lie to myself and convince myself of otherwise just because of how I feel. And that is based off of more so me and the things that I've done for our relationship and the level of life that I'm at, that I understand certain things that you do. I'm not going to convince myself of something other than what has really transpired. And so because we made that decision, so we got on Thanksgiving, Christmas is in a few weeks. On Thanksgiving, we got into an argument, and this was literally after my property management had reached back out to me after me emailing and contacting them to let them know, hey, I have this amount of time left on my contract with you guys, my lease with you guys. I need to amend that for X, Y, and Z. Can we do that? And they called me back and they were basically like, yes, can you send us this information, that information, whatever, and we will start the process. We can help you with that. Because I've never been late on my rent. I don't have any issues here. We're good. I love it here. I actually like it out here. And the crazy thing is, when you have in your mind certain things, it wasn't just, I want to move. I wasn't particular on the region. I knew the type of area that I wanted to be in. I knew the type of house that I wanted, and I got that as something that I can afford and maintain and manage. You know what I mean? That's how blessings work. That's how manifesting works. You don't have to have every specific details, but the things that lie true to your heart, you stick to that. It will find its way to you. And so, I did not want to give it up, but for the relationship. Because there are benefits of, us splitting everything, us helping each other and being able to, if I don't have this to worry about, I can open up space and opportunity to focus on something else. She is mentally not there. And that is evident. That has been evident for the majority of us dealing with each other. So long story short, right, on Thanksgiving morning. So the day before Thanksgiving, and this is how all of that transpired. The day before Thanksgiving, she was at work, I was off. Leading up to Thanksgiving, she repeatedly asked me what I am doing. So the past few years, my siblings and I, more so my sisters, but my siblings and I have been doing our own Thanksgiving. And I feel like, I'm not the only one in this space, but, the family dynamic is not as strong and as solid as it used to be a few years ago when our grandparents and our aunties and all that were the adults taking care of everything. Now we are the adults that need to initiate certain things, and it's not getting done. Long story short, the past few years, my siblings and I, we do our own Thanksgiving. If you guys want to come over, you can come over, but we're doing our own thing. So when she asked, it was, yeah, that's what I'm doing. It was never, you're not invited, you're not welcome, I'm going to be here, you figure out what you're going to do there, whatever the case may be. It was just, that's what I'm doing. So she wanted to cook, she wanted to have Thanksgiving. Okay, cool. So we get to the point that now I am at her house for the past month and a half or so. Thanksgiving comes up, we done bought food for the house. We were already decorating for Christmas and stuff like that. And again, this is money that is also coming out of my pocket while also having to maintain my own house that I have not been at. So we're doing that. The day before Thanksgiving, I'm helping my sister move. She moved into a new place, beautiful place, beautiful place. Very big, very spacious. It's just her and my nephew, but beautiful place. Helping my sister move. Again, we don't have a vehicle. I asked her, let me hold the vehicle. That way I could take care of some things, do some running around. So when I get the car, I get my sister's car. I call my girl, hey, I got my sister's car. I'm ready to take care of X, Y, and Z. When you get off, I'll be able to pick you up, take you home, and then I'll take her car back and, stuff like that. So it started off okay, and again, switch like that, mid-conversation. So at this time, I had to go to my job to get my paycheck. Because for the time, I'm getting paper checks, my direct deposit and account and all that. I had to switch that up. Long story about that, but I had to switch that up, get some things changed over. So, for a while, it takes time for your direct deposit to kick back in. So at this time, I'm like, well, since I do have the car, I'll run up my job, go get my check. I more so believe the argument started because I was speaking on my sister's home. I was describing the home, how beautiful it is. I said, babe, when we move, we got to get something like this. It has this, and this. You spoke yourself. You wanted the bathroom with the his and hers sink in it. The bathroom in the bedroom. My sister has all that. My sister has a balcony in her bedroom. Like, the house is big. The house is nice. It's 2 full baths. It's 2.5, because there's 2 full baths and then there's a half bath. But yeah, I'm like, she got the everything that you were asking for. This house has it. So I'm like, we can actually move in this neighborhood. It's convenient to your job. It's still convenient for mine's, everything. Right? My family's still in the area, stuff like that. Beautiful. Like, this is something that we should, look into. And me saying that, I feel as though more so started the shift in the argument, because then it became, I don't even remember exactly what her remark was, but it was something where as though it just shut me down. Like, you know what, I'm done talking about it, whatever, I'm rock out. So I immediately got silent. But at this time, I'm on my way to my job, and she knew that. And so she's like, well, what female you're going to your job to go see? Because I don't think you're going up there to go get a check. Mind you, she knows that I'm getting paper checks. She knows all of this. She knows it. So why all of a sudden now it's like you don't believe? How? Because it's not that you truly don't believe it. You just want to be argumentative. You want to be negative. You want to be combative. So I'm like, I'm not going up there to go see a female. I'm going up there to go get my check or to see what's up with it, because, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. We're closed. They for once, because normally we do work after Thanksgiving, we don't have to work. So I'm like, and I don't go back for a few days. So that's a whole damn near week of me being not at work. And without a check from, the time that I did work, I need to know what's up with my money. We got stuff coming up, stuff going on now. I need to know what's up with my money. No, it's got to be a female. You got to be da-da-da-da-da. Okay, whatever, cool. So that just transferred into a whole unnecessary argument that I just did not care for. So long story short, we get through the night. I proceeds to go get my check, which I did. Took care of the things that I needed to take care of. Still was able to pick her up from work, take her home, and all this, that, and the third. So that night, us being in the house, I was kind of distant, because I'm still in why am I? Because she called me all types of dumbass bitches and all this, that, and the third. And it's like, how? Why do you talk to me like that? Why do you want to be? I've never been with somebody that wants to break me down and tear me down. I can have be in such a good mood, have just ready to take on the world. And here she I don't know what it is, but it's like she can sense it. And it's like, oh no, she too happy. I need to fuck it up somehow. And it's like, why do you want to be the one? You're the person that I love, the person that I lay next to, the person that I'm trying to build and grow with. Why do you want to be the one that is always speaking negative on me or trying to tear me down or make me feel like I don't get it? So that night, I was a little bit distant or whatever. And, a little bit distant or whatever, but, whatever. I'm not, this is not something I can just sweep under the rug. So we kind of went to bed mad that night, but, I didn't think it would be to the point of that following day, Thanksgiving morning. So we wakes up, I was up before her or whatever the case may be, but, I could immediately tell, like, oh, she's still mad. She still got her attitude. So I tried to, fix that, change the energy. Making jokes. I'm like, do you want me to roll up? Whatever the case may be. I could get the food started. We could start cooking and stuff like that. So she gets up, nasty attitude, stomping around the house. She goes downstairs, goes cook, whatever the case may be. So, because of that, because of all of the energy and the way she was even acting that morning of Thanksgiving, it was like, you know what? I'll let you rock out in the kitchen. I'll just clean up and stay out your way. And she used that as an opportunity to spaz out on me, She comes running upstairs. Oh, so you're not going to come in the kitchen and help me? I said, I woke you up. Rolling up and all that, saying, yo, I will help you. Let's do this. Let's have a great day today. You turning into something negative. You started being disrespectful, belittling me, calling me all types of names and all this and the third. And now that I'm like, you know what? I'll stay out your way. I'll let you cook and I'll just clean up and prep the house and finish decorating and all that. You now have the attitude. You're not going to tell me now, because it's like you're demanding me or telling me or trying to bitch me and say, no, you're going to do what I tell you to do. And that's where that argument and everything transpired on Thanksgiving Day. So whereas though she escalated to putting her hands on me. So we were fighting, we got physical, and I chilled out. I stopped. She kept attacking me, kept hitting me, and I'm just like, all right, you know what, whatever. So it got to the point, so she has a weapon. She has a weapon in the house. She grabbed the weapon, wants to keep walking around the house, waving it, threatening me, telling me to get out and all this, that, and the third. So I'm still in my pajamas. This is early in the morning. I'm still in her child is still home. Child is home. You know what I mean? And you're acting like this. And I didn't respond, I didn't retaliate. I just tried to keep my distance as much as possible. So I'm still in my pajamas. I put my coat on. At this point, I am standing outside. She locked me out. She had my phone. I was able to grab my wallet and grab my keys. But at that time, after the fighting and all that, she still had my phone because she did not want me to leave. She wanted me to stay in a space of that level of toxicity. You're walking around with your weapon, threatening me, threatening to call people to come, trap me in the house and assault me and things like that. And it's like, but you don't want me to leave. It makes no sense. So she had my phone the entire time. And mind you, at this point, I'm locked out. I got pajamas, slippers, and a coat on. Cold as crap. Cold as crap on Thanksgiving morning. But yeah, I'm outside. I'm stuck outside. So she's on the phone. I don't know who she was on the phone with, but trying to show off, embarrass me, or whatever the case may be. So at some point, it escalates to the point of her calling the cops. Like, you know what? Yeah, I want you to lose everything. I want you to go to jail. So she tells the police, oh, I had a weapon. I threatened her and her child. I got a weapon on me. Hurry up and all this and the third, trying to put these individuals in a mindset to come, I guess, already armed and already. So when they get there, and mind you, the neighborhood, nobody was outside of this. It's Thanksgiving morning. People were either gone or in their house cooking and prepping and stuff like that. So the whole block is quiet. I'm the only asshole outside. She's yelling, being ghetto. So when they pull up, they just walk up, hey, what's going on, whatever the case may be. So I explained to them, like, hey, at this point, I just want to leave. I don't have a phone. I was able to get my keys and everything, but I do not have a phone to get away from here. I live damn near an hour or so away, and that's driving. So imagine public transport. I have no money. I have nothing. I just want to get away from here. So they go speak to her. I don't know necessarily what was said because they kept us at a distance. But, it immediately turned to them protecting me. And when she saw that they were protecting me, she started cussing them out. Calling them all types of dumbass bitches. Y'all don't know how to do your job and all this, that, and the third. And really attacking the police. So their whole thing was, you know what? Allow her to get her stuff. She threw my stuff outside in front of the police, just dumping it out all over the lawn, throwing it at them and stuff like that. I just picked my stuff up. I don't care about that. I just want to get away. So I left the phone there and everything, took my stuff. He dropped me off. To where though I can get to my peoples and just get away from that situation. And, he said, I don't know how you deal with it, but if you need to an escort to come get the rest of your stuff, you can call us. We'll help you get the rest of your stuff out of there. And you don't have to deal with that anymore. But I suggest you leave her alone because she is going to ruin your life. She's going to take everything from you. And I said, you know what? I believe that. I understand what you're saying. I love her. And that's, I feel stuck to that emotion, that emotional attachment. And so that day, I just kind of left it at that. I spent Thanksgiving with my family, and I went home. And so I was home maybe 2 days before she pulled up, and was knocking at the door. And so I was trying to hide in the house, but I didn't necessarily know who it was. I had a feeling, but I didn't necessarily know. So I'm like peeking out the window, You know, and she seen me peek out the window or whatever the case may be. And she's like, I have your phone. I just came to bring you your phone back or whatever the case may be. So, you know, I goes outside and meets her outside and gets my phone. And she's like, oh, well, I can't come in. You're doing this or whatever. So, you know, I let her in, and, you know, that turned into her still trying to blame me and say how I'm not taking accountability and all this, that, and the third, and I ruined Thanksgiving, and she just wanted X, Y, and Z, and she misses me and all this, that, and the third, and, you know, I only came here because I don't want to lose you. I'm sorry that it got to the level that it did, but I don't want to lose you. I feel like we can fix this and all this, that, and the third, and I bought into it. And so it took me a few days to actually go back, but my dumb ass went back. And so we were okay up until a few days ago. And mind you, from Thanksgiving until where we're at now is only maybe 2 weeks or so, maybe. Yes. It never lasts. And then at that point, I was bringing more things there because we had a conversation that, yo, if we're going to do this, if I'm giving up everything that I have on top of the things that I've lost and I'm trying to fix, I can't afford to be back and forth. I can't afford to say, hey, I'm going to still make sure my place is straight, but also having to help you with your bills and your whatever you got. I can't afford it. So if we're doing this, I need you to be sure and really understand like the level and the commitment that it's going to take for me to be here. Yeah, I know I want that. You're acting like you don't want that. Okay, cool. And that's when I proceeded to have my management, speak to my management property and all this, that, and the third, because I don't know. I just went with that. I just trusted it. I just felt like, you know what, maybe if I deep dive into it and put us in this situation, then we'll come out on a better end of it. And literally maybe 2 days after my property management, because she was right there with me while I was on the phone with them and all this, that, and the third. It was like 2 days after that. A lot of my shit is there. The only thing that was really still at that house is the furniture, the TVs and stuff. But all my essentials, my clothes, my works, all of that was at her house. And so this is 2 days after, you know, I speak to my property manager and stuff like that, that boom, we get into this now altercation, and whereas though we were out Christmas shopping. Had a great morning. We had a great morning. We were out Christmas shopping. We went and got a spare key made for me to be able to get in and out the house. So we went and got the key made. We went Christmas shopping and stuff like that. On the way back to the house. And at this time, because again, we were getting rides and stuff everywhere. But we had a few stores to stop at. So, you know, we stopped at this last store and was just like, you know what, we're already next to the house. Drop us off at the store. We can walk home. On the walk home, we get into an argument because out the blue, for whatever reason, she says, on the outside of the curb, like the curb, she was walking on the street side. And I'm on the inside. And she, mind you, we were already, whatever. She's walking on the outside. She makes a statement like, oh, you don't know no better. You don't know nothing about, you know, a female supposed to be on the inside and all this, that, and the third. Like, somebody ain't teach you to write and all this, that, and the third. And I'm like, hold up. First of all, it's not too often that we're walking anywhere. Because we don't. You know, even without the vehicle, we've been getting rides, or I've had somebody's vehicle. So it's not too often. And I said, there are so many instances that just because I'm not speaking on it don't mean I have never done it. Because I'll just, if we all walking and stuff like that, I'll just move her to the inside of me. And we just continue on. I said, just because you didn't notice it or necessarily don't want to bring that up as an example. So I said, what is it that made you really say that? Because now I'm feeling like it's just you in another form. Because again, moments of you just saying things that I feel like if that's what you want, if you want the type of person that you ignore when I am doing it and you just see when I'm not doing it, or want to make it seem like I'm not this type of person, if that is what you want, go find that type of person. Don't try to break me down or tear me down or attack me for doing something that you think that I don't do, or you're trying to depict that I don't do it. And I do it. But to say that I don't know any better, Nobody ever taught me that I'm not capable of doing something. So go find somebody that will do that, make you feel that way. And that turned into a whole argument. Like a whole argument. Maybe the 5-minute walk that we had turned into a whole argument. So by the time we actually get to the house, because of the things that she was saying, the level that she was taking it, I didn't even walk in the house. So she starts snatching, the bags and stuff out of my hand, throwing items at me. I'm outside, throwing items at me. She's walking in and out the house. So that then turns into, oh, what, you don't want to be here? Immediately. Because you can leave. You could get the fuck out. You could leave. I'm like, yo, I didn't already caught these people. My shit is here. Literally, this week coming up was supposed to be the week of me packing the rest of my things and taking it to her house. So I'm like, we done already planned this. So what do you mean, leave? Where am I going to go? I have nowhere to go. What are you talking about? I don't give a fuck. Just you can't be. I don't want you here. So all the while I'm standing outside, she starts putting her hands on me. I'm backing up. I'm moving away from her. I leave her at that. But then she goes in the house and she starts grabbing my things and throwing my things out. So a lot of the stuff was in the bag. She's taking it out the bag and just throwing it out. And so I goes in the house, and I'm sitting there just trying to diffuse the situation. Like, yo, I don't want to argue no more. Let's not say. But she's already in that mode. She is already in that mode. And so at that point, I'm like, yo, we done already went through this before. And we committed and said that we weren't going to do this and we weren't going to take it there. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't want you here. I don't want you no more. Da-da-da-da. And that's, she's, again, still in the house being physical. She grabs her weapon. She's walking around with the weapon. And this is where I pulled out my phone and started recording. And so I have actual video of her grabbing her weapon and how she was lashing out at me and all of the things that she did that day. Because normally it would just be an argument going back and forth and she gets away with it. Not this time. Not this time, because I don't trust you, and the fact that you are doing this, and because a lot of times after the events happen, she tries to downplay what she said, what she did, and how she acted. I didn't tell you to get out. You said you were leaving, and all I did was agree. That's her narrative. And so she grabs the weapon. We're fighting. We're getting physical. Stuff in the house got torn up. But, I eventually leave. I get my stuff and I leave. She's on the phone. She's calling people. She has a friend, a male friend at that a few times before he caught himself speaking on our situation. And I've checked him. Even her child's father speaking on our situation, I have checked them. And before people start to go off and try to go in and say, oh, you're a female, these are guys, and all this, that, and the third, I am not intimidated. I'm not the type to be overly aggressive and try to come at a man. I have brothers. I have family for that. But I'm not going to be intimidated by him. I'm not going to be intimidated. Especially when you are inserting yourself in something that has absolutely nothing to do with you. And trying to take someone's side that from your own interactions with her how things can be. But again, and not to say, but this is how a lot of, especially with black men in our community, a lot of things transpire the way that they do, because you have on one side people trying to impress the toxic female, trying to show off or just impress the toxic female. And then you have the other individual on the other end that is like, yo, stay out of this, because she's not, regardless of what happened, she's going to be back here. Yeah, she's calling you or telling you one thing. She's calling the police. But I'm telling you, like, if it gets to the way as though she feels, I'm going to leave, she's going to be back. She's going to be coming back. Don't get involved. But long story short, the same friend or whatever the guy is, he's already walking by. She's yelling at him, hey, do this, I hit her, da-da-da-da-da. Mind you, I'm stuck outside. At this point, she's in the window. She was spitting at me, literally took my stuff from downstairs, upstairs, just to throw it out the window at me. Spitting at me, spitting on my belongings and things like that. And, you know, the guy walks by, she's yelling at him. Yeah, she attacked your daughter, my daughter. She's talking about my daughter, which is supposed to be his niece, but y'all are not even blood related, whatever. And so I'm sitting face to face with him like, yo, what you want to do? Because she's lying. This is not the first time we done had a situation or whatever the case may be. So at this point, I'm telling you, you should know better. Stay out of it. If you want to get involved, we can escalate this. But as you can see now, because you were walking up the street the entire time before she even noticed you. I said, I'm trying to diffuse this situation. I just want my stuff and I'm going to go in about my business. But I'm telling you, because you're sitting here going back and forth with her, you want to get involved, be mindful of why you're getting involved. Because she's lying. Mind you, the child was in school. Her daughter was in school. Her daughter wasn't even home at the time. So how can you sit here and lie to this man and say, oh, I have a gun? Because that's always her thing. She's always telling the police, no matter who it is, you are jeopardizing my life by lying. By lying to these people. I don't have anything on me. So let somebody just, again, go off of what you're saying and be on attack mode with me. And then they use a weapon on me that I don't even have anything to protect myself. So, you know, he was like, you know what, I'm staying out of it. He kept walking to go where, take care of whatever he was doing, and he went back home and he stayed out of it. But I'm telling her, like, yo, this is what you want. You want this stuff to happen to me. And I don't understand why. How can one day we are laying up under each other, so in love, so happy, but this, it takes anything to bring out the true you and what you want from me. You want me hurt. You want me fucked up. And that's what I don't get why. Because if you really don't love me or don't want to be with me, leave or let me stay gone. Let this relationship die out. Like, don't keep trying to make it seem like you want so bad for us to be happy and build and grow together when you are the one creating the circumstances and the situations for shit to play out the way that they did. So during the time of the altercation, like I said, she spitting at me doing all this and the third. You already were physically attacking me in the house and she had her weapon. But at one point, she put the weapon to my head. I'm sitting on the couch. She comes over, she's attacking me. And she grabbed her weapon and really put that bitch to my head. Like, yo, I will do you. I will do you. And I'm just sitting there like, all right, yo. Like, I pushed her away because I'm like, yo, that bitch is not, you don't know how to operate that. All it takes is you to flinch wrong or do the wrong thing and you're going to shoot me. On purpose, it don't matter. Don't fucking do that. Because now you're going to take me of a space of being able to control myself to I'm just not going to give a fuck. Ultimately, I get my things, I leave, I go home, and that's why I'm home now. And so, you know, mind you, I'm at work. She's calling. It's a bunch of back and forth. It's a bunch of the threat. I'm going to court. I called the police. I'm going to court. I'm going to make sure you lose your job and all this and the third. And so, at that point, I believe you. She had the police out there. She's trying to make it seem like I'm threatening her and all this and the third. And I'm at work. I never even, so how am I threatening? How am I doing any of this? But she did not care. She wants paperwork. She wants some sort of trail to make it seem like I'm doing all these things to her, which is, again, was why I'm glad I have video proof of all the shit that she was doing. And, you know, I'm just basically defending myself and trying to get out of there. I'm trying to leave. So, you know, she's saying all these things. And at that point, I'm like, you know, I'm going to retaliate. I'm going to do this to you and I'm going to do that to you. And because of what I said, that is what she is sticking with now. Oh, well, you said you're going to hurt me. You said you're going to do this. You said you're going to do that. And that's why I called the police or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, if anything happens to me, they're coming after you. And I'm going to call your job. I'm going to let your job know and all this thing and third. So it's like, yeah, you want me, you hate me or whatever it is. You have that much in you that you want to destroy me. And I don't understand it. And when all I want to do is just get the fuck away from you at this point. So I'm telling her, like, yo, you can try to manipulate and say, oh, because I retaliated or the way I responded and reacted to a whole day. Mind you, this is at the end of the night that I said what I said. But the whole day you were attacking me over, and this stemmed from absolutely nothing. Something that shouldn't have even escalated to the point that it did. I think you were just using any opportunity to not have me in there after you begged me to be there. If you have anxiety or any type of apprehension about us moving in and really being together, then say that. This is her now calling. Calling. Put it on speaker. I didn't. I mean, I'm reading it now. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
What confusing and annoying that I didn't call, but I claim I want this so bad. And you say you're not doing the court shit on me. I I don't think it's about the court thing. It's not that I'm trying to be confusing or anything like that. Um, like I said yesterday, I do mean everything that I say and everything that I feel, but you know the reality is, like you said, like it's just it don't seem like we are sticking to that plan. I don't see how we can fix it or try to.
So why say that you want like why do all this in the messages? Like you every time like every time you wake up you have a different feeling about it. Like we said yesterday. So it's just like you just like say you want me home, say you want to say you want, and then it goes back to I just don't think so. Yeah, what are we doing? Because you changed your mind once again, and every time I say something about it, you go back to yeah, I just don't feel.
Because that's the reality. You're saying you're not staying there anyway, so what am I coming back to? Like I need to figure out where I'm staying at here, and you're saying, well, I'm not staying there. So where are we staying at then? Like, what is the plan then?
I said find a place, literally.
Right now.
So like, what do you mean? What do you mean right now, game? Why is that so hard to believe?
Okay.
But no, you're saying okay the whole time. You already got in your head over there that it's pointless. So I'm fucking myself up.
How are you fucking yourself up?
No, hold on. Every time I'm betting on you, saying
are we now in a space of now we want to regurgitate? That's what's going on. Because how are you fucking yourself up? How are you fucking yourself up?
I don't think I'm regurgitating. Regurgitating means throw something up. It means whatever you do. Like that's what that means. I don't think I'm regurgitating anything.
Okay. I'm asking you, what are you fucking yourself up on? Expressed to you based off of the action that I've taken and how I trusted you. And so now you're finding an opportunity to say the same thing that I said. So I'm asking you, how are you fucking yourself up?
Saying, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this, we can do this, yeah, I want you, yeah, I wanna do you. And then I call you the next day. And it's yeah, the reality of it is I don't think it's gonna work. I'm talking myself up. He put me in a place, he put my head in a place where I think that we can get back. The whole time you're in a place where you think that it's not gonna work. While we having these conversations where you feel like right now you feel like it's gonna work. It's like you're playing.
Like I have a lot on my plate right now, and trying to continue to trust in something that has been proven that is not
so why keep saying
reliable for me is not.
So I keep saying that. That's all I'm asking. Why I keep lying and saying that's something you want to do?
Okay, so we can go from this point forward. Like I understand what you're saying, and we'll just say that in the past or yesterday or last night, the things that was just said. Right. I've been there. Whereas the one night is one thing, and then I'm waking up and I'm out on the streets in pajamas and stuff. I understand. I 100% understand. So I'll say today, because again, I don't want to spend another day arguing, fighting, going back and forth, bringing up old stuff, bringing up the past hurt. I don't want to spend, it's early in the day, and I don't want to spend my entire day feeling low, feeling negative, or going through that. And so we can just agree that I'll get my stuff, like you said. We have a lot that we need to work on separately. I have a lot that I have to fix and rebuild and get stable again. And because you're like, yo, I'm not staying here and da-da-da-da, it seems like you have a lot that you have to...
No, very it's so funny because it's a very hot, fast switch jump. It ain't that serious to me.
Okay.
It's just that me thinking that I'm doing it with you. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. That is all.
Okay.
That's all. It ain't shit to switch the house, but I just wanted to know if I was doing it with you, and I'm not. So that's all I wanted to know, because you keep switching it. So now
I don't know how I'm keep switching it, but it also does seem like you're going to move basically at my expense. It's going to be I'm unsafe from her, and putting a target on my back so that you can get something out of it. And like I said, if that's your angle to try to make it seem like I am the threat, like I'm attacking your house and you don't feel safe, if that's the angle because of what the circumstances that we got put in from your child's father, is now it's I'm going to use that same tactic to get myself somewhere. If that is your angle to make me the target in order for you to get certain things, I understand. I understand. Again, I just need to make sure that I get myself together. If it's because you're talking about you have to go to court. You called me yesterday talking about somebody shot at your house and you called the police and all this and the third because you believe that I would do that. So if you believe that I would do that, how could you want me there? Makes no sense.
How could you want to be here after we had the whole conversation?
Because I know I would never do that. I know the things that I've done, and I know the person, the relationship that I wanted. But I also see the reality of the person that I'm doing all of this with. I've lost out. And if you want to create a narrative to say, oh, well, I'm fucked up, I understand. All it does is give more examples or more evidence that we don't need to be together. We tried it. That's how I look at it. I was willing to make those steps and those changes to do the positive of it, to build, to grow, to actually save up for each other. You want to go to school, I want to go to school. It's a lot of stuff that we wanted to do that I thought I was leaning into it being that. And all I see is no.
I'm moving because of you. No, I'm moving because they just doing dumb shit around here.
And that was the plan, for me to move in, for us to save and us do that together. It seems like you have a different plan, and I understand that. I just know that I risked and jeopardized a lot, me going with that plan. And I just need to make sure that I'm straight because I only have me to count on. I don't have nobody to fall back on. So, just to avoid an argument today, I don't want to have this conversation repeatedly all day.
Yeah, but you're not repeating anything because...
I'm just saying now, okay, I guess we can say that we are at our understanding.
No. You are at an understanding. You don't want this.
Okay.
I'm not moving because of you. I'm moving because, like, that's just something that needs to happen.
Okay.
That's why I said yesterday, like, I don't want to be here.
Okay.
Say all this stuff I've been saying just for you to be
No,
like,
you weren't,
yeah,
but okay.
Word.
The only thing that you've been saying was you threatened me and my daughter. I don't feel safe, and I'm going to court. That's the only thing that you've been saying.
Court, Khalil, and the next court date is the 17th. I already went to court. I already went.
When did you go to court? Okay, all right.
Like, please calm down.
Because this happened maybe within 2 or 3 days. Now all of a sudden you went to court, but okay.
Okay, listen, yes. So after
But I'm not gonna sit here. What you did to me was, I need to see proof. I need to see proof that you're fucked up. I'm not asking for proof. I understand. Again, I just feel like we tried. We tried to have a relationship and we tried and it did not work.
Okay, that's fine. It's not about the relationship at this point. It's just about me thinking.
So if it's not about the relationship and I feel as though we tried and all of that, because after this, I think that there should be some just non-communication. And so I'm able to come get my stuff. What are we talking about then? It's not about the relationship. There is no...
So, it ain't no relationship because you don't want one. Like, are you slow? Like, are you slow, baby? You're telling me you don't want to do it because you don't trust me. After you said the same thing yesterday, but still said you wanted to work it out. But now you're saying the same thing today, and you're going back because you don't trust me.
Always my premise. You're always standing on the fact that I don't trust. It's always been like that. Since the cheating thing, it's always been like that. It's just something different for me to feel like I can't trust you.
And the fact that you still let your grown ass mind think I cheated on you is disgusting as fuck. It's annoying.
Okay, I'm getting off the phone now because this conversation is going nowhere. We're backtracking. It's going to turn into trying to tear me down, belittle me, call me names, trying to trigger me and turn it into a negative. I'm having a really good day. I would like to stay in that space. If we're going to sit here and say it can be me. It can always be put on me. I can be the bad guy. I could be this horrible girlfriend. I could be all of these things. I could be the one that's saying, oh, well, the relationship is not going to work. I will take all of that. And so what I'm saying is, since we have that information and there is no point of us talking, I'm getting off the phone. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be dismissive to you. I'm not trying to be ignorant towards you. There is no point. To be on the phone just to argue or to try to keep bringing up stuff to understand what. So, okay, and so if you're trying to understand, then don't call me names. If you're trying to understand, don't bring up certain things to try to play the blame game or just try to make it seem like I'm this horrible person. Because if that is the case, then I don't want to be on the phone. I just don't want to be talked down to. I don't want to be talked to crazy. I don't want to be talked about. I don't want to be called slow. I don't want to be called stupid. I don't want to be called, oh, you too old to be doing. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in that space if it's supposed to be a conversation. If there is legitimate questions or a legitimate understanding and a solution to the end of all of it, I don't mind being on the phone. But if it's just a means for you to lash out and get all of that out of your system and take it out on me, I'd rather not. It benefits nothing. It fixes nothing.
Okay, how am I lashing out? Because I'm asking you, how did you go from feeling one way just last night and then this morning?
Last night, I was crying the entire night because you said you called the police and somebody shot your house up. And you felt the need to call me and say, hey, did you get this done? Because you said after a whole day of me being attacked, me being spit on, and a gun being put to my head, at the end of the day of all of that and still being attacked and belittled and verbally abused, I said, yo, I'm going to retaliate. And your premise is, oh, you shouldn't have said you was going to retaliate. Regardless of what I did, I put a gun in your head. You shouldn't have told me you were going to come back and hurt me. I never said Braylon was going to be in there or I was going to hurt her or do anything to her. But your narrative is you attacked my daughter. Braylon wasn't even home when we got into a fight, but no, you put my daughter in jeopardy. That's your narrative. And because that is something that I feel like you are trying to use something to where as though if anything happens, like the same way you called the police and lied to them, flat out lied to them and told them I had a gun and was threatening you. Like you called niggas to come and say I was threatening you and your child. Braylon wasn't even home. You would love you. So no, I don't trust. I don't feel safe. You would put me in a position where as though I could be hurt. I could be in jail. I could lose everything on top of all of the things that I do not have right now that I'm trying to be stable with. All I said was, yo, if we're sticking to this plan, let me come back there and stick to our plan. You're like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't even want to be here. I don't feel comfortable. I got to deal with Braylon. If you come back here, that's going to be unsafe for her. So if we agreeing that I'm not coming back there, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do, what roof I'm going to have over my head, what future is it? What are we working on? What are we planning on? If you're at your house and I'm at my house, and when we're on the phone, all it is an argument. Niggas ain't say good morning and we're arguing.
You gotta know you're arguing. You always say we. Baby, it's always you. I'm not arguing. I'm trying to talk. You're arguing. You keep talking over me and trying to put your point to the forefront, not listening to nobody else's. Because for real, you was the only one that mattered to you. You really don't give a fuck about nobody else's. That's why you can't hear and understand and be open-minded about how I feel and what's going on with me, or why I feel the way I feel, because, hey,
a situation you created.
talking about me not staying here. And just because I said I didn't want to be here didn't mean you couldn't come here, but just meant that I wasn't still going to be here. It just means I didn't want to stay here and live here. Made up in your head, and if I said I didn't want to be here, that must meant that I didn't want you here. No, it just meant that I didn't want to live in here. I said, yeah, I want to be with you, yeah, I do want to do this, but I don't want to live in here. That's what my message says. But you get to go ahead and think what you want to think, concoct it up, and put it out in the air, and it really is, it's true. Whether it has facts or not. Anything I say ain't facts, and it's just me just bringing it up because I want to ruin you, and I think that's fucked up. It ain't off of, what you said, or how you said, or when you was mad because you said, it ain't never that. It's always because I'm trying to ruin you, I want to see you down. I know that's not the case, but am I ready to keep saying that's not the case? No. I feel like you'll find out that that's not the, like, in the end, everybody figure the shit out. Like, whole time that wasn't that. Like, that shit happens. Like me losing my AirPods, thinking I lost my AirPods. Whole time I'm bitching the song. Whole time it wasn't even that. That is the deja vu you're gonna get with this situation, because you're trying to make it seem like I'm trying to ruin your life so bad. You keep talking about me putting this gun to you, and you keep talking about me spitting at you, not on me, spit on you.
You keep talking about what I said after a gun was put to my head, after multiple times a nigga really walking by and you trying to get a nigga to do me in right then and there. You literally on the phone in your window. That does not change the fact that you want niggas to do something to me. You would love, if them niggas was really about that, you would full on run with that. That does not change the fact that you do that. Just because a nigga ain't on shit don't mean that you don't want a nigga to do something to me. Which is why you keep creating a narrative. It ain't like you say, oh, me and her are arguing. You always say, oh, Braylon. Because you want a nigga to step behind your daughter. And that shit don't even be the case. Just because a nigga ain't do nothing don't mean that ain't what you want to transpire. Which is exactly why you called the police, knowing I ain't had shit on me. I'm outside with a coat on and pajamas. You called the police and told them I had a gun. You want niggas to fuck me over. You on the phone with a bitch that you claim you don't even talk to, dogging me out, embarrassing me. And after all of that, because of what I said, because I was hurt and full on willing in my mind to say, you know what, this relationship is over because of what the fuck I said. That's what you want to keep bringing up. That's what you want to keep running with. And it ain't even you sticking to the fact of what I said, oh, make sure she ain't in the house. You threatened my daughter. You threatened my daughter. But yet you are calling me as if the fuck shit is sweet. I don't see how we can ever fix it. When every time we say we're going to fix it and work on it and be better, it gets worse. It gets worse.
So why say you want to fix it?
I'm saying now, again, in the past, fuck how I felt. Because that's exactly why I'm in this situation now. Because I keep going off of how I feel and thinking that shit can work. Instead of going off of reality and saying that, yo, this relationship has fucked me over. And I don't want to be to the point where it's all, I can't recover. At least now I can try to recover.
It's not helping me. So you're watching your head and you're saying that I need to watch my head. I'm all like, I'm not going to say this, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to give this, I'm not.
You do it. And again, now I done found myself being worked up, being angry, and I'm not.
I'm trying to make you angry, but yeah, I like it. But I'm. It's just kind of. Your brain is this game.
Now I'm playing the game. Because yesterday I said I don't want to play a game with you. I'm not doing this back and forth shit. I was really happy. We had a plan, and that's where my mind was. And because I said I feel like you're playing a game, now all of a sudden I'm playing a game. Can I ever express myself without you sitting there using trying to say the same thing? If that is genuinely how you feel, then you speak on it. But stop taking what I say and how I feel and trying to use it against me and say, oh, well, I feel the same way.
It's overlooked.
again, if you have all of these reasons and examples of what I'm not doing and how I'm hurting you, please stop trying to maintain a relationship for you to just resent me in. I am nothing that you want. And I keep having to find out the hard way. You resent me. My dumb ass is just too stupid to fucking leave. But enough has happened to where as though I do not see how we can fix it.
You do that a lot.
I'm done talking. Pointless.
And then I'm just supposed to shut up. You will not go with the shit. You will not go with the face of you disrespecting me and me wishing you and you saying that, oh, I'm leaving and taking your stuff. You won't go with that fact. You will go with everything else after what you said. And then you'll put it like that.
No, because I remember a while ago, your whole thing was regardless of what somebody says, you shouldn't be putting your hands on people, and that's all the fuck you do. You create a situation where it's a small argument, regardless of how petty it is or whatever the fuck the case may be, it escalates to that point. It was absolutely no reason for you to put your hands on me. It's absolutely no reason for you to keep grabbing your fucking gun, and there was absolutely no reason or justification for you to put that bitch to my head. It wasn't no reason for it. But you get to do that and that shit, I gotta eat it? Fuck no. And because of what I said, now that's what you want to run with and try to make it seem like we do the same shit to each other. No, the fuck we don't. And it only gets to that point because you create a space for us to get to that point. How the fuck on Thanksgiving we get into a fight and it was like, you know what? We're not going to do that anymore, and you do it again. And then because you have a child, you keep wanting to use that as leverage to say, oh, I got to protect her. Stop. And what about our relationship? Stop putting our relationship in jeopardy doing the shit that you're doing. Period. All you have to... So leave me the fuck alone! Because I didn't put her in jeopardy. Now once did I put her in fucking jeopardy? You are. Exactly. Get the fuck out my face. You cannot be trusted. You cannot be trusted. That was your intent from the jump. You just want me to try to convince me that that's not what the fuck you were going to do. So now it's, oh, I'm going to court. You just said you already went to court. You're a liar, and I don't trust you. And because for once I'm not being dumb and falling for your bullshit, now the truth comes out. I'm tired of finding out the hard way. So go ahead and go and lie and do what you always wanted to do, try to ruin me. Stay the fuck away from me. What do you want? Because you already admitted that you're willing to go ahead and lie and jeopardize go ahead and go on with do what you said you were going to do and ruin my life. So what do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
I'm just telling you that I'm not ruining your life.
How is that not ruining my life when you know for a fact I didn't do that? And because of what I said, fuck the fact that what you did, you want to run with what I said and use that as fucking leverage. So go ahead. So what do you want? What do you want? You just told me that you were going to go and lie and said I shot at your house and jeopardized y'all. So what the fuck do you want?
That's not lying. We going off of what you said. They going off of
so get the fuck up. What do you want now then? Go ahead. You got that out. You said you were going to go do that. Now what do you want? Because I promise you, after this time I hang up, I'm never picking up for you again. So what do you want? Please get it out. You already said you're going to go to court and you're going to lie. And you know that what that could do to me. You know what that could do to me. You know what it could do to me, but you don't give a fuck. That was always your intent. To do exactly what I said, ruin my fucking life. So what do you want? What do you want? Cool. Now what?
But niggas is not going to court to sabotage you. I'm going to tell my truth. The cop is going to tell him to back my truth up. And then that's it. They're going to do what they do.
Right.
I don't feel like that's ruining your life.
Right.
You telling my truth.
Right. Right.
I'm not lying. You keep talking about, oh, if I care about my daughter more than you, then leave you the fuck alone. It's hurtful because
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I never said if you care about more about your daughter than what you do me. Like you're like, what do you want? What do you want? Nothing good. I'm never picking up again. Stay the fuck away from me. Like, Which is why I am here. Like, energy vampire. Energy vampire. They cannot have you, they cannot manipulate you, and they cannot control you, so they want to destroy you.